Today I want to start off with a quote by Dan Millman. Everything you'll ever need to know is within you. The secrets of the universe are imprinted on the cells of your body. Don't ever forget that. You have all the power in the world to change everything and get everything you want to have. And it only takes using a few tools repeatedly until your new daily method of operation becomes a habit. For the first segments in the stages of change, I had you ask yourself a lot of questions. And questions are the answer to everything. If you're not coming up with the right answer, you're not asking the right questions. So when we were talking about the what ifs, what if it was possible that you were able to overcome all of these bad habits in just 6 weeks? What would that look like? What would that feel like? How would that change your life? When we start asking questions, we open ourselves up to extreme possibilities. And all of a sudden, we start having more presence. We start having better days, better health, better life, better wealth. And if you didn't know this, you are also creating an anti-aging structure in your body where DNA and stem cells are regenerating. You are creating a new you from the inside out. And this is what personal mastery is all about. It's all about you being the boss and not being the victim of a circumstance. So when we talk about circumstances, I want to talk about a few terms and definitions that I use often. Now, we've all heard of the term consequences. Well, I'm going to call these prosequences. A prosequence is a well-formed outcome that you have created by the deliberate practices of the positive activities that will ultimately result in favorable outcomes. By using the tools I'm sharing with you, you are going to go further, faster. So you're going to compress the amount of time between wanting something and getting it. And that, my friends, feels amazing. So welcome to it. This is the beginning of it all. And then I use a term called creality. But this is the process of creating your thoughts and feelings, turning them into reality in the present moment. I previously asked you, what do you believe? And the reason that I did that is because I really want to help you understand how simple it is to change beliefs that have held you back once you understand how they were created. Now, like I said, sometimes it's parents. We have a lot of influences in our lives, teachers, religious figures, even the television shows that we watch influence our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. But most of the time that we are creating these beliefs, they come from different places. They come from perceptions. They come from attitudes. They come from thoughts and feelings and memories. And so the way to be able to have different beliefs and outcomes is to change all of the other things that create them. Thoughts and feelings equal your state of being. If you think about something right now that makes you really hopping mad, and I ask you to really just stew on that, all of a sudden, you're in a bad mood. Your feelings are more negative than positive. Your thoughts might be racing, and all kinds of things might come to mind, creating a state of being. When we have thoughts and feelings that are negative, our state of being becomes negative. But when we have thoughts and feelings that are positive, our state of being becomes positive. And that's because neurons that fire together wire together. If your brain is a product of the past, how do you create a new future for your brain? You have to fire and wire different things together in a more positive way. Humans on average have up to 50,000 thoughts a day. Amazingly, up to 95% of those are the same thoughts repeated over and over every single day. And it doesn't leave a whole lot of time for new thinking patterns. So we have to create those new thinking patterns. That's where our energy has to be focused and our awareness has to be focused. And it's all about awareness. Are the vocabulary of the brain. And they are somewhat electromagnetic in nature, or let's say electric. Whereas feelings are the vocabulary of the body. And even feelings in the body can create negative symptoms in the body. So feelings are magnetic. When you start feeling a certain way, you are drawn more and more towards that feeling. And that's when feelings and thoughts begin to get intermingled. Everything is energy and everything carries a charge. So when you have a very strong charge, like the kind you would get with a negative feeling, feelings are magnetic. You cannot help but be sucked into the vortex of those bad feelings. And if you reverse that, once you start feeling good, the better you feel, the better you feel, the better you feel. It's a cycle that can be created at any time, and it's a really beautiful thing and when you're comfortable and proficient at doing that. Our emotions are like chemical residue of the past, and we need a detox from that chemical residue. And the stronger the emotion, the more lasting an impression it made on you. So don't give up if you can't overcome certain emotions right away. It's going to take a while to get over the stronger ones. The only place the past exists is in your brain and body. I have just some very simple ground rules that I wanted to share with you. And my ground rules are this. Play full out and do as I ask. So if I ask for your interaction in one of our sessions, please be interactive. This is always going to be for a purpose. And please commit to yourself and don't let yourself down. To instantly shift the flow of negative energy, practice these tools every single time you find yourself thinking unresourcefully and moving forward no matter what. Then we're going to be ready to really get some work done. Now, I mentioned I had a couple of ground rules, and here they are. So I have 10 commandments, and those 10 commandments are, thou shalt not complain, thou shalt not whine, thou shalt not gossip, thou shalt not criticize, thou shalt not sabotage, of self-doubt, like hesitation, but I can't, or hiding, and pretty much just ignoring the fact that you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Or helplessness, this isn't working for me. Every time you do that, you have got to tell yourself to stop and use your tools. Hurtful, no more hurtful words for yourself or anything else. It should never come out of your mouth, what a jerk, what a bitch, he or she is a blank. No more of that. No more negative self-talk and no more negative talk about anybody else, because that is going to slow down your progress. So if you are ready to stop unvictimizing yourself and state aloud, I will no longer complain, whine, gossip, criticize myself, sabotage myself, hesitate, hide, be hurtful, or act like a victim, then my intention is to be 100% committed to your success if you are 100% committed to your own. So stand up and say loud and proud, not me, not anymore, not me, not ever. Unvictimize yourself right here today. And let's start with a clean and fresh slate. Pretend there's a zipper at the top of your head and zip yourself all the way down to your toes. Peel off that old negative self layer and drop it on the floor like a snake sheds its skin. and start to envision the life that you want to create. What do you do? Who are you with? What are you doing? You know, no matter how long you've traveled on the wrong road, you can always, always, always turn around. And you see, your attention is the most powerful resource available to you at any given moment because what you focus on grows. So where your focus goes, your energy flows. And that's why as we move into the stop technique, this is one of the most important keys to your getting over what you're feeling at the moment and what you want to feel like. One of the universal laws, the law of vibration. Every single thing basically breaks down into light. Your thoughts, words, and feelings are light. And your thoughts, words, and feelings have a cause and an effect. And you do create your reality. Your creality is where you are now. And shifting that is going to take creating a new reality. Now, once you start creating that new reality, you also want to recognize and reward yourself each and every time you do the right thing, just as you would with a child or a puppy. If you're training a puppy, you would say to the puppy, sit, and puppy may not get it, but each time the puppy even comes close to sitting, you click or you're going to reward the puppy with a treat, right? Now, those rewards become our mind's best resources ever because we all just want to feel good. Now, most of the time, the things that you have to do, you're never going to feel like it. I just want you to know that. Don't think that after you take this course, you're going to feel like doing everything you have to do. That's not necessarily going to be true. There are going to be things that you still just don't feel like doing. But they are important to have tools to get you to the point where you absolutely do them. So just know as we move on that not every single thing that has to be done you're going to love. But I'm going to be giving you some tools to get past those feelings and get past those thoughts so that you can move forward in a positive direction. When it comes to fitness, nobody feels like doing 100 burpees. Or if you're deserving of a raise, nobody feels like asking for a raise. Are you in sales? You need to grow your business? Nobody feels like cold calling 12 people. Or having a tough conversation by sharing our honest feelings. So with that, we will start our next lesson with what I call the stop technique. I'm going to share a little bit about the stop technique. You can practice it ahead of our call, but we're going to work on this a lot together.